What contact with Sam Altman have you had since your son died?
We contacted HR for 401k plan details. Until then, no one from OpenAI ever contacted us. They gave the PR report that they're supporting the family. How? Suchir had obviously put parents in his emergency contact, right? They got the death news on December 13th. They made no attempt to contact us. And when we reached out to HR, Sam Altman said he wants to talk to us. By then, we already knew Suchir was, his presence or his living would have been a threat to AI industry in general. I wouldn't want to name one company, but eventually it's going to expose everything, right? So we didn't want to talk to Sam Altman. And then they said we provide employee assistance program. Though he was a former employee, we said we have medical insurance, we don't need it. Then they pushed us saying, we want to get you on a Zoom call ASAP to go over his stock options. Then our response to that is, why are you in a hurry? We are not. We've lost our son. We're grieving. Money is not important to us. Please talk to a probate attorney. And we had a probate attorney talk to the HR. This is our only...
They wanted to talk about his stock options?
Yeah, that's why they wanted to get us on a Zoom call.
Do you think, do you believe, you can't know, I guess, but do you think that Sam Altman was involved in your son's death?
We don't know. We need to investigate it. We can't, we can't say anything at this time. But one thing I know for sure is if he was deposed, there are few organizations who could have been impacted. For that matter, like there are a lot of AI companies which violate copyright law. And we don't know what OpenAI wanted to hide when my son deposed. What was the wrongdoing that he would have brought up, not just the copyright law. That's exactly we need FBI to investigate thoroughly. Was there any criminal activity? Was there any illegal activity? We don't know, right? Why? Why would they silence him? What would he have spoken? If it's just the copyright law, do you think these big organizations like Microsoft and OpenAI care? No. They don't care about it, right? Because they have money and power. What else was involved in the deposition, in the testimony that took my son's life? We need thorough investigation.
So you haven't seen those documents. You don't know.
Okay, there are two things here. One is the custodial documentation, right? The second thing is his own statement. His own statement, we heard from few former employees of OpenAI. There are certain wrongdoings there.
Like what?
We can't say something that someone shared, right? So I would want to keep it more, just overview, that something like that. So that is the reason they're hiding. And you know what? If we come and tell openly, our life could be at risk. But we are taking the risk and coming out and telling publicly that's the reason our son was killed. Because he knew something that was going on. Keeping in mind, he was feeding the data, right? Pre-training data. So he knows.
To be clear, you think this is not simply about OpenAI stealing, copyrighted material. There's more than that.
More than that, 100% sure. Because copyright data, obviously, my friends and I were all talking. These companies, they get many lawsuits like this, right?
Sure.
Do they really care about it? No.
What is the kind of thing they do care about? What kind of crimes do you think they would kill someone over?
Stealing some data that against that could cause a violation. Possibly they might be stealing some data
from the U.S. government, from other government,
something like that. Maybe government is involved. We don't know. We're speculating.
In general, possessions are overrated, but there are some things you really would not want stolen. And to me, family shotguns, including a whole bunch of them I got from my father, are at the top of that list. So I keep my dad's shotguns in a Liberty safe because it's safe and it's also really attractive. Liberty Safe just created something really cool. It's a limited edition safe that commemorates the inauguration of Donald Trump, America's 47th president. The original design celebrates Trump and his swearing in while upholding Liberty's commitment to building their safes right here in the United States. And they went all out on this one. It's the special 47 edition. It features a one-of-a-kind artwork that pays homage to the president. It's very, very cool. Not all safes are created equal. There are plenty out there. And a lot of the manufacturers slap an American-sounding name on the label, but they are not made here. They're from China or other foreign markets. Liberty safes are made in the United States. For over 30 years, Liberty has made its safes right here, and that matters. Because when you buy Liberty Safe, you're supporting American workers and American values. Their products are more than just a place to protect your dad's shotguns, for example. They are a symbol of this country. So celebrate this historic moment. Secure the things that you want to keep forever in a Liberty Safe. Visit libertysafe.com or find a Liberty dealer, a retailer near you to order your limited edition safe today. Liberty Safe, made in America. Oh, it's just a remarkable story. Do you think that we will find out? Like, how will the rest of us find out what your son testified to?
That's exactly why we call out to President Trump to do a thorough investigation. We want a FBI director to be assigned to investigate this. This is not just about copyright. This is about a lot of other things that are going on that could cause harm to society potentially, not just my son's death. There's something harmful that need to be evaluated and thoroughly investigated. That's exactly why they're covering up a suicide. Why do you think medical examiners, the executive director would come and tell? Why do you think nobody gives us appointment? Because there's some kind of foul play and there's strong power behind a medical examiner.
So you're saying that AI itself poses a threat to the world and that your son understood this?
Yes, he understood it, but he was keeping in mind that's one aspect. The other aspect is he knew everything OpenAI does.
Yes.
And he might have actually felt overwhelmed by what kind of activity he got involved in. And we know that he spoke to a copyright attorney, which is again a cover-up, we suspect. And what Matthew Butterick told us on November 29th is, yes, I met with your son. He's a very brave man. Suchir told us what OpenAI did to him. He didn't say anything beyond that. That day he said, I live in San Francisco, LA. I come to San Francisco quite a few times and I'm going to talk to you next time when I come. And then he's been silenced. He's not telling us anything. We had our attorney call. Even then, apparently, he did not say. So if we depose him, he's going to spill out everything. And also, we suspect he's Sam Altman's friend and he's played against our son and has indirect involvement. We don't know.
Wow. There was a moment where Sam Altman left his own company or seemed to leave his own company for a few days. You may remember this. What was that? Do you know?
Sam Altman was fired. This was because of AI safety issues. The board of directors for OpenAI from the nonprofit side, especially one called Ilya Sutskever, he and others, fired Sam Altman. And then all the 700 employees, including my son, wrote a letter or a momentum saying that if they don't reinstate Sam Altman, they're all going to resign. So they brought Sam Altman, they fired Ilya, who's the AI safety expert. And to be honest, few days after my son's death was announced, December 15, Ilya was seen in a presentation in one of the conferences. He had 2 security guards with firearms around him. He was so scared of his life. So we are seeing a mafia behind all these things, honestly speaking.
What were the safety issues that caused Sam Altman to get fired, do you think?
We don't know if it's safety issue or whatever. We don't have the details of it. Even my son doesn't know any of these things. In fact, he supported Sam Altman's reinstatement.
Yes, you said that.
Yeah. A lot of AI safety people have been leaving OpenAI. If you notice, their CTO, Mira, I don't know her last name. Their CTO also resigned. Many people have been leaving OpenAI, not just the researchers.
Why?
That's exactly, I want to know why. There's so many people to leave. Obviously, there is something, right, that they're not happy about, right? Only person who spoke against them was my son. Rest of them just quietly walked away. My son, he couldn't take it. He felt like, he need to stand up and tell the truth so some harm can be prevented. We need to investigate all this seriously.
Did your son ever mention, during that period when Sam Altman left, that very brief period, there was a report in the news media that said within OpenAI, AI itself was being worshipped like a god? Did he ever mention anything about that?
He didn't. Suchi didn't mention.
And do you have any sense of what these harms are? I mean, clearly people are afraid of what AI can do, not just by eliminating jobs, which is enough to worry about, but there are other things that people are very concerned about. Do you know what they are?
They are in my son's publication. Some of them he's covered. One of them is like less traffic means the loss of jobs. That was one of his concerns. I'm proud of him for bringing that up.
Yes.
He gave the graphical representation of how the traffic is reduced to Stack Overflow and fewer websites that are a means of living for people. That will be taken away. That's his concern. And also the accuracy, as I mentioned earlier in the interview, the accuracy of data. And also he says something called like the modulation index or something, 0.5 versus 1.0. He tells in his article, if it's 0.5, the data in and data out are not the same. If it's 1, data in and data out are same. Most companies, including OpenAI, use 0.5. That means the data accuracy is not maintained. That is his biggest concern. He being kind of like an architect inside, he knows in and out of ChatGPT.
Thanks for watching our YouTube channel. We hope you'll subscribe to it. And by the way, you can hit the little bell on there and get notifications every time we produce a video. We hope you'll do that also.